in the building, people. We are in the building. But I just wanted to. I just thought of something. You know what I mean? I use a couple of programs. I use this right here. I use a thing called Elgato Stream Deck. Hold on a minute. Wi-Fi required. Um, yes, it is. Hold on, it's connecting. See, it's automatically going to the connect. All right. Now it's connected. Oh, it should be connected. All right. Um, I don't know why. Let me see. I haven't used it like that, to be honest. I've been using just the board. So, and I got another one. You know, the voice mod is kicking in. Um, Go to main screen. Well, you know what it is too. I already using it. I'm using it in the computer version, so it's probably not letting me go in. I don't know. Anyway, I'll do a whole show on that just in case anybody is interested. Nonetheless, we are in the building. Right? Let me come out here real quick so I can go into, let's see, what am I looking for here? Um, okay. We're gonna go into the script. I just set this up. As you can see, this is all a new set. Anybody who knows me, I'm always switching it up. I'm always switching it up. So, nonetheless, this is what we doing this time. Black Adam breakdown. Yes, don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification for you to get constant updates. And, you know, don't forget to hold on a minute here. I don't know why is it not coming up. Um, yeah, I'm not sure why it's not coming up. So that's me. I don't know. Anyway, um, we will be getting into this show here, which is about Black Adam, as you can see in the background. I have the transcripts. I went to moviefandom.com, wiki Black Adam transcripts, as you can see right up on top. Then you'll go into the Black Adam transcripts. Now I do like this one more than the last one that I used, because at least it bolds out when you're going to a different scene. It still doesn't tell you who's talking. You know what I mean? So if you didn't watch the movie and you just reading through, you would have no idea who was saying what, right? But for the most part, I watched it. I put the screenshots. As you know, I use an app. Didn't tell you the app, but I use an app to watch these. Look like I had something on my face right here. Um, I use movies. I don't watch, Hollywood movies because they're insulting, especially the black people. Everything is either LBG or whatever the letters are. And, the interracial promotion. That's what they promote in Hollywood and urban movies. So let me say off the back, I was well pleased with Black Adam for not doing neither one of those things. That's gonna make me a large promoter of, Warner Brother movies, right? Because that's Warner Brother. We know how DC's been doing. We seen the whole rundown with Marvel and the whole run down with that, because that's all under Disney. So take that as you may. I ain't with it, so I don't even promote that no more. Let's get into the show, right? Okay, here I'm looking for um these things. I thought I had them in here, but they don't seem to be in there. I don't want to be pressing just anything because I have like this whole thing set up. So, um, let's see here. Let's go. Okay. By the numbers. That's who promoted this. Provided this. So let's get into this. Vegeta, right? So then it goes. This is the narrator. She's talking. Now we're not gonna go through the whole movie. Trust that shit. Just reading certain things just because I took notice while I'm breaking down the movie. So it goes. Back in Rome, before Babylon, before the pyramids, there was Kadar, right? Kandar, then as they talking, Kandar, 2600 BC, right? And so we see it right here, right? As you can see the little background, the subtitles. Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's what you do when you do it, right? So it goes. The first self-governing people on earth. Kadar was the center of power and enlightenment. Now, we do know about the Age of Enlightenment, right? That started the Revolutionary War, which started, the American and French Revolutionary War, among other things, right? For centuries, they thrived. But then came King Acton, using the army to seize power. Acton became a tyrant before he had ever, but he had even darker ambitions. Now, the thing that I wanted to say is, if you notice right here, right, they just said before the pyramids. How the hell are you before the pyramids? And right here, we are clearly seeing the pyramids, right? So, to the Hotep is out there. I'm not sure. Did you find this offensive? You know what I'm saying? Because there's plenty parts of this movie that I personally found offensive. That just wasn't one of them. I just wanted to point out, you know what I mean? This they're letting you know that's theirs. You know what I mean? They're letting you know the pyramids is the Arabs. Right. Um I'm just putting that out there. So now, right, we also looking at, right, the pentagram, right? But really what I wanted you to pay attention to was the beard, right? So this is a carving of one of the oldest tales in history. And so this is the king, Gilgamesh, which is the Epic of Gilgamesh. So if you read the story of the Epic of Gilgamesh, as we watch this movie, you would see the whole story playing out, right? So I just wanted to, put that there, right? So as we going on, these are what you're gonna be paying attention to, right? Then it goes, obsessed with dark magic, Acton, real gold was to forge the crown of Sabak. Right, so we got the crown, right? F, infused with the powers of the six demons of the ancient world, it would make Acton invincible. To make the crown, he needed Etrium, right? A rare material of magic properties found only in Kadar. So he enslaved his own people and forced them to dig. So if you know the Epic of Gilgamesh, right? Basically, even though they gave him praise, they didn't like him. So they had prayed to the gods to provide somebody for him to keep his ass company so he wouldn't be taking, these people with his bloodthirst, just born in children just so he can take them to war. So, this is where if you read that story, you would understand how this is starting to, unfold as that story. Right, so you see him, he's digging, right? Etrium, was teetering on the brink. What they needed, get off him, right? Was a hero. Now at that time, there's actually somebody still, narrating. Why are we fighting each other? Remember who our real enemy is. Come with me. Right? So he's lecturing them like, yo, man, what we say every day here. This is why a lot of this, you'll hear it echoed within our community. Right? So it goes, he's basically, little man, he got the spirit in him. And the one thing that I do like about this movie is it promotes that. One thing you can say whenever you're dealing with Islam, it does promote not being in that position and those type of things. Even if you might feel they subject people, they still tell you if you are in a position of certain subjection, it's your duty to free yourself, right? So, look, Etrium, right? Lets me see that, right? So the king thanks you. So this is one of his servants. He's just basically deboing. But I want you to pay attention to, the bull horns. Right, because that matters. Part of my hand there, But pay attention to, them bull horns. That matters when you understand, the Epic of Gilgamesh and he struggled. So this story is just, kind of like bringing these things to life to where, like, what it means versus how people took these stories, how it was embedded into the Bible and all of these things. These are, what they're talking about, how it would be if you was there at that time, right? He's supposed to reward me. Is that right? I want what I'm owed. You want a reward. And then he takes him, and this is his reward, right? This is how the king and his workers was doing, right? The king thanks you for your service. You want the king's reward too. He's talking to the young man that walked him over there. No, my son accepts the king's mercy. I won't be there. I won't be here to protect you, right? Then the little kid is like, I don't need protection. I want to be free. If we fight together, we could overthrow the king. Let someone else be a hero. The graveyard is full of them. And this is where you normally hear that coward talk, right? You hear the people that's telling you, listen, man, whatever you imagine in, you can get out of this position if you do this. But we will always have those amongst us, usually within our own circle, who would do everything to deter that, right? So what he's saying, let someone else be the hero. Graveyards are full of them. Okay? So it goes, stop dreaming and go back to work. Someone pay attention to that, right? pay attention to first you telling them, heroes is they dead, those people, and then go back to the same system that's oppressing you. This is what we go through on a regular basis. Someone to hold the hopes of the people, even when all hope seems lost. If we if we had more heroes, then maybe our freedom wouldn't be a dream. Heroes is what make gods, right? So if you're paying attention, pay attention to what he's describing as a hero, right? And then you will understand what God is. You have, right, gods who are the rulers, and then you have the gods who free you from that ruler who, a god can be evil as well. It's not, people think, devil is evil, but gods of the underworld and the overworld, right? So, it's just what it is. Freedom. Right, so you see, little man, he holding up this valuable thing, but pay attention to him throwing up the rock sign, the rock. Right? He's throwing it. He got the people throwing it up with him. Right, all right. So you see them, they all engaging in this. Right. Then we got him over here. Let me slide over here real quick. All right, so you can see this right here, see inside there a little bit better. All right, so that's that. Okay, all right, and pay attention to these cuff sounds right here. It's gonna play a part in it, and it's really just symbolisms, but it still play a part, right? King Octon knew that this spark could quickly ignite a fire. So they're giving you a message. And so he ordered that it be snuffed out. They thought they were getting a martyr. Instead, they got a miracle. Right now, once again, I want to point out we have, the Sumerian text. If you know anything about Sumerian texts, you know that these right here are the Sumerian texts. We got more, up in the corner and over here. All right. And it goes, the Council of Wizards, right? The magical guardians of the earth. So now they're introducing this magic system to you. They're getting out of that system and they're going into this magical, mystical stuff. You have been chosen, right? So he goes, right. You see the gods. One thing I had to point out, like I said, this is definitely a urban movie. This made me feel like the DC version of Black Panther, with Hawkman for some strange reason that, pardon me here, right? For some strange reason I didn't like. I did not like Hawkman in this movie at all. All right. He just seemed like a straight up, coon tap dancing fool. Right. Um, it goes the swiftness of Haru, right? So they mention in, if you read the Epic of Gilgamesh, when they were creating even Gilgamesh, they tell you these elements that he was made of. But then when they was creating Enkidu, which was supposed to be his counterpart, right? They did the same thing. They was putting these characteristics into him. All right. So this is what you're seeing happening here. The stamina of, let me take me away real quick. All right. I don't know why this is happening. Oh, I'm bugging out. Alright, the stamina of Shun, whatever. Right, it goes the wisdom of Zeriti, right? And then we go the power of Aten, right? The courage of Mihin, right? And then I just wanted to point this out. I just wanted to point this out. Let me zoom into this real quick here. All right. I just wanted to point this out. Right, the branding. Remember what do you call them? Which my boy? It ain't my boy, but in the Bible, um, Abel when he killed his brother. Remember, he put the mark on him, so they would know, right? So then, anyway, bring me back, right? And it goes, sought to restore the balance. They empowered him with the gifts of the ancient gods and turned a boy into what? A champion. So a champion again, that's hero, that's God, right? Because, they basically considered, Shazam to be a demigod. He's like Thor. You know what I mean? Without the hammer, right? Shazam! Hurry, get it, give it to me. But the crown had already been completed. Give it to me. And when the champion arrived at the palace and challenged him, King Octon summoned its demonic power. In the ensuing battle, the palace was destroyed, but the champion was victorious. The wizard hid the crown of Sabat so that it would never again fall into the hands of man, and the champion was never heard from again. Right? So we see the crown here. All right, see the crown, but we also see the branding of the pentagram into him. They are placing these images and messages, and they're associating it with that, because anything about this is symbolisms and those type of things, right? So now we come down some more, right? Then it's not, like I said right here, if you notice, it has like that bold candor present day. So, that's to let you know that it's a different scene. I respect that. Right. But we're not gonna read all of that. Only when you see the red highlights is what we get into. Right. So at that time he basically um it's the present day, so now they just catching up. He's basically cursing out one of the imperialists. No, what are you? Wait, what you are is a neo-imperialist enforcer from halfway around the world, sent here to steal my country's natural resources, strip mine and scattered lands, sacred lands, pollute our waters, oppress our heritage, and make us wait in line all day. So you hear, their plight as, the lighter, we gonna call them the lighter blacks. We gonna call them the lighter blacks. I never have a problem, per se, what Middle Eastern people that's going through. I do have a problem with this system, but I don't have a problem with the people. Generally, when you meet Middle Eastern people, they real cool. Like I've never, really had a problem, with Middle Eastern people. So it's what it is. All right. So let's go here. We're gonna climb down some more. They yada yada talking. They drive off. Right? Boom. Now, once again, I'm pointing out, right? Let's slide over here, right? Because as you can see, it's what? It's the three pyramids, right? So if we have these three pyramids and we're still once again claiming that this was before the time of the pyramids, remember that was what was stated. So how was the pyramids constantly the reference? So me, I would think, the what do you call them? Um, pardon me, I'm over here looking at this. I'm wondering where, um, okay, hold on my phone. No, that ain't it either. Okay, yeah. Um, I was wondering, cause I had all of this set up differently. So, I'm wondering to the Hotaps, like, are y'all offended? You know what I'm saying? To what's being portrayed on here. Just in reference to that, I got a lot more to go. I'm just bringing up something. I just want to know if the Hoteps is paying attention. Are you upset about them basically saying that it was the Arabs who was responsible for the pyramids and not the Africans? They're saying that's just what it feels like they saying. Not starting any trouble, anything. It goes, right? It goes, is that real Etrium? Show us a little magic, right? So the guy in the van, like as she was here, there's people in the van, and this is what one of them is saying to her, right? It doesn't work like that. It's unrefined. You guys should get some rest. These are different people talking. I thought Inchigang seized all the old relics. Hey, come on, stop it. I'm just curious how she got it. My grandmother gave it to me. How did she get it? It's not a museum piece, it's a family heirloom going all the way back to the days when Kandar was free. Right? So we're gonna slide down. They driving now. We getting into some more I wanted to point out, which was again, we see, take me away again. We can see, right, the Sumerian texts all on the wall. Now, um according to this, right, this would be the time before the pyramids, right? So, um, would you just saying it was this was the time of the with the Zagoriths, right? Which would be like, which really a lot of these quote unquote pyramids reflect more of being Zagorits. I'm just saying, if we're looking at around the world and we seeing these mounds, especially step pyramids, those would be more like Zagorits, in my personal opinion, right? So it says keep reading, right? Then it goes, the ultimate power was banished from the earth and hidden here until now. That's what she says, right? So once again, right? Take me away, right? We're gonna zoom in here, right? Bring this up for you, so you can see the skull. Hopefully, let me see. Let me bring me back real quick. Hopefully, you can, see the skull. Hold on. right? You can see the skull right here. Let me bring this up just a little bit more. See the skull right there. But when you look over to the side right here, right, you will see once again the one of the Sumerian gods or kings, right? Because what you might know as a god, or when you read the Bible, you wouldn't realize that these are actually in reference to these kings. So it's not a continuation of God, like, one individual God, but under that title, right? And so this is what you would have, these kings and so forth. I didn't bring out the picture. I thought I did, but I didn't do it there. I think I got it more down. So let's continue. I just wanted to point that out, so we can see, what we are dealing with. And as you going on, and as you can see the other skull right there. That's not in the real um stone tablets, but that picture is actually taken out of there. Right, so then it goes turn back, right, then you see her again, she pardon me, I keep doing it with that hand. She keep you see the Sumerian texts again, right? Cuneiform is what it's called. All right. Then we got, it's a tomb. As they're going there, they're looking, for this, and then they notice this. But what I wanted to point out once again is, if Egyptian artifacts and whatnot, let me see if I can zoom in here. Right? Okay. So as you can see, as she up on top, you'll see the sun. That's where the light is, like a flashlight shining right here. I don't know if you see my mouse. Well, let me just bring me back in. Oh, never mind. Right. So in that right there, you'll see the sun. Now, I wish I would have brought up the picture, because you will see this in Egyptian text. Bring me back. All right. So with that, that's why I say to the hoteps, are you upset? you know about this atrocity that's taking place, right? Well, if you feel it is atrocity. Right? So it goes, mightiest of mortals, God of gods, six imperial elders by name. What? Shazam. Now, remember when I was pointing it out to you? Let's take me away. You can see the sun image more clearly. You can see the lightning bolt of Shazam at the bottom with, to your left, right? And then we also, on the top, we have the pyramids, right? So we see this system, and it's taking claim of even, the Egyptian stuff. And like I said, I personally know the history, so I know that there's a 50-50 in that. There's, the silent invaders coming through marriage, right? And then, the locals, the Africans who or Kemet, because it had to been the Chemists, because the Nubians basically went inside there at one point and took down Egypt. A lot of people took down Egypt. It just so happens that the Nubians were one of them, right? Check them out. Boss says, you go. Chief says, it's your turn, right? This was a little slapstick comedy that they had in there, right? And he basically looks like, damn, I ain't got nobody to send him over there. So he had to go himself. I found that funny. You know what I'm saying? I found that funny. It wasn't the greatest, but it was what it was. right? Hey amigo, let me see your hands. He went over there, he touched them, and the move was so fast. I mean, I really had to work to get this clip, so I got to show it to you. Hey, so that's the clip, right? He was like 1 minute he's laying down, next minute he's up there. Then he's, you know, basically electrocuting him. All right, now these are some of the scenes that I like. Now in this part right here, he actually catches the bullet. Now I felt like these are things that I wanted to say. Like there were parts where it just felt like I was watching other movies. Like this just felt like a Superman moment. You know what I mean? Just felt Supermanish. You know what I mean? Then he goes, your magic is weak. Right? He basically talking about the bullets. He's like, this stuff can't do nothing to me. Right? God willing, we won't see him again. Now, after because she had freedom. You see when the floor lit up, she had freedom. So now the Rock is doing his numbers. Dave ran off on him. They didn't know. Now, for me, I wanted to use this part right here because it just seems relevant, right? That I just felt like they were pandering to the black community. For like as I was watching and I got up to this part, for some reason I was thinking, that's why I froze it here, because what they were saying really wasn't relevant. It was this shot, the 8 ball jacket. For some reason, as I was watching it, knowing The Rock, right, I was like, for some reason it just feels like they're catering and trying to unify this back black. I want to call them beige, but not to be disrespectful, but the black and the beige, like this unification. Now we're talking the Palestinians who's going through it with the Jews. I would be with you, right? But I'm not gonna just say everybody, because I do know, yeah, Kuwait and all of that, they have been having invaders, Afghans, so I can't say that. There has been many um oppressors that came into their land as well. So I agree. They basically stole their information. For me, when I get into um um what's his name, Saddam Hussein, right? I always say that they really went in there, because I have documents and stuff to say that they really went in there for the papers, for the books, for the information. That old in Texas, they went in there and raided libraries. Look into it. You'll see. Right? So, Ishmael, what is it? What happened? Right? So, I don't know why I saved that. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? It didn't seem like it has any relevance, but here we go. Then we have our intro to Viola Davis, right? So she's kicking it. What did you think? Right? So she's kicking it with and this is Hawkman, but you didn't know it at the time, right? So, she cursed him out, whatever, some stupid stuff. Right? But then they do the regular. This is what I felt was tiring. They do the same old thing with the rundown of the characters. Didn't they do this in Suicide Squad? And this I'm over that part. I really think that's used too much. There's a lot inside this movie that's overdone. So when we say, the overdoneness, got to give him a slow clap. It's not really impressive. It actually slows down the movie because they wanted to do so much and stuff it in there, right? Then we got where's Adam Smasher again? Pay attention. Remember, I just said how it felt like they were catering to the urban community, right? Like a Black Panther, but now it's Black Adam. You understand what I'm saying? and showing the rich black person, which would be um Hawkman, you know what I mean? But just pay attention. We had the Viola Davis. We got old boy, I forgot his name. I got it written down. And we got the young girl, and now we got him. So far that's four characters, right? There's four characters, and now mind you, these four characters are going after Black Adam. So my beef is, right? How do you have a movie that is black, right? And its conflicts are all amongst its is black, even its heroes. So you spent the whole time of black people fighting themselves to turn around and be different, or supposed to have an indifference at the end. You know what I mean? I just find that to be, strange. All right. So then we finally have a Caucasian. That's why I called in Clint, right? Because she was saying how she needed, these different people, right? And again with the weakness of the character descriptions, intros. Right, I'm not with it, right? But I did, like I said, here we go with the European being this greatness, because it goes right, takes magic to fight magic, and the man got what? Nearly god level powers. The European, right? In this urban setting, once again, we have to have this super Caucasian. And I noticed that they have the Maybach, because he's balling, right? So you got let me check myself so you can see the the Maybach here, right? See the Maybach symbol on the bottom? Okay. All right. So now, right, and she says good luck, and then we see what? We see the Hawkman's uniform. So this is how we learn, okay, he's Hawkman. Now here's my thing again, right? I know that we doing this rewriting of history, but I've always known, Hawkman, right, to be white, right? So, for me, I found that, you know, um, I'm not with all of the rewriting in history. You know what I mean? My thing is create new. If I don't know, Black Adam like that, Shazam, to be black. You know what I'm saying? So, if you rewriting this history and you using these characters, I'm not with it. I don't know, like I know Shazam to be white, so this whole thing just seemed like it was blackwashing. If there's such a thing. All right. Um Hawkman's estate, St. Roch, Louisiana. Now it was a nice estate, grounds opening up, super fly stuff. So what's the ops? Right? It goes, do we need passports? It goes, we're the Justice Society. No, it basically goes, I didn't bring a passport. He goes, we don't need passports. We're the Justice Society. This cocky European, mentality. We can just go wherever we want to go. And he was actually sadly, surprised that no, they were not liked out there. Now, this is, let me give, my woo, right? I'm glad. Now at this point, the Rock, he had got damaged right in the fight. They hit him with one of them lithium, rockets. blew him up. Let me put the slow clap for the rocket thing again. This is a regular. But anyway, I did like I noticed the constant bombardment of advertisement in this movie, so I did appreciate the getting at the Superman as we can see right here, right? And we can see, like throughout this, like you'll see, like, because the whole room was full of superheroes posters, and like I could honestly say I like the fact that he was bigging up the black character and saying, like basically the rest of these dudes are trash, right? So, but I wanted to point out something right here. If you look in the corner, what do we see here, people? We see rock. So we see like the little, subliminals, thrown in front of your eye real quick. 'Cause you gotta understand, these are real quick cut scenes. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to point that out to you, show that. Now, if we see the room right here, right? We see the room. Now you see all of the different, characters. He basically got one whole wall of just, Batman. Then he got like a look like a Superman mural and all of that. But then he has other characters throughout the room. This is the little kid. All right. So we have that. All right. Let's slide down once again. Wait, what's your top speed? I'm sure you're fast, but how fast? Flash fast? I just feel like these are the setups for things like them little Easter eggs, those drops. So I just wanted to stop and throw that in there, right? Him making that reference. It goes, that's the statue they built of you. Now this time he's ready to leave. He's like, he looked out the window, wasn't nothing for him. He was like, he ready to leave. So it goes, statues built for you, and now you're back. Our country's been oppressed by our invader after another over since you left. My point is, Kandar still isn't free. We could really use a superhero right about now. I'm no hero. That's The Rock telling him. The Rock was saying throughout the whole movie he's no hero, right? He goes, what? I like this part. He goes, Superman, Batman. I don't even know why Aquaman was mentioned. You're way more stacked than any of them. Like I said, I don't even know how Aquaman entered in this because all he has to do is shock the water. Aquaman is out to fight. He's out to fight. Okay. And you're not coming to Condor to save us? All right. And then he goes, now this is where it was crazy. I gotta use the door slam because the guy broke through the wall, right? Like, for me, I just felt like it was an insult to the Middle East, like saying that they just used the bombardment because for some reason, like nobody was offended by that. Like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? like, like, what are you doing? You just broke through my wall, man. What are you doing? Right? So now mind you, the thing in here, he sees a Clint Eastwood movie, Western movie, he zaps the TV. So there's like three things back to back that I just never understood. He wakes up, he zaps the picture of Superman. Now mind you, he was in a dream, he thought that he was seeing his old enemy. Cool. For the first one. Breaking through the wall just did not make any sense it just didn't. It was like hair pulling. Like, what's going on here? Why is he breaking through the wall? And like I said, the zapping of the TV again. Okay, you from the wizard thing, but he was like he was adapting to things that just didn't make sense. Um, it was you who spoke. You woke me. He's talking to the mother now because the mother had woke him up. The men in the tomb were your enemies. Then your enemies are vanquished, condemned to the eternal sleep of the damned. Actually, we still have a lot of this young kid talking. We still have a lot of enemies that need vanquishing. Then destroy them. Inter gang have guns and fly bikes and Intrium rockets. We have my mom. Right? She's like the only one, who's doing this resistance. Right? Prove your strength, destroy your enemies, and all he cares about. So he's giving them the lessons on what to do to free yourself. Like, you know, prove your strength. Don't tell me you strong. Don't, you got to prove that. You got to make them understand that. So for this, right, I got to give them the yes. When I heard that, I was pleased with the message. Make him beg for mercy, but deny it until his final breath. Like, make him beg for it, but never give it to him. Yes, right. I appreciate what you did for me, but I do not want you teaching my son violence. I understand. You want his father to teach him violence. Now he's looking over at her brother who says, gross, that's my brother, that's my sister. His father's dead. I'm sorry. Who do you want to teach him violence? Yeah, every time I was listening to this part, I was like, yeesh, right? Yeah, mom. Who do you want to teach me violence? She says, no one. I want a champion to help free Condor from Enter Gang. Got to give it a slow clap for that. Listen, you are in a fight, but you don't want nobody to fight. You want some outsider to come and save the people. You want someone else to risk themselves. You don't want to take no risk. And this is the twisted message that is given. But like I said, it's very subtle there. So the overall message is way more powerful, I would hope. Right? I would hope. Help, please help us. But like I said, they always asking. Now, mind you, this scene, he breaks through another wall. Now, mind you, you just broke through the wall, in the bedroom. Now you breaking out the wall in the hallway. What are you trying to? And mind you, nobody is pointing this out to him. Nobody is saying, "Yo, what you doing? Like, what are you doing?" Like she's over here. Wait, where are you going? I shouldn't be here. So he's basically slides off. Right, the son follows him, and he basically is trying to tell him, like he could have it great here. Right. What does he do again after all of this? Right. He crashes through a wall again. So this is three walls in the same house that these people are living in. These people, you are literally ruining. Like, how are they supposed to survive in that? Like I said, it's like it's a mad insult, and for me personally, right? So let me come down here, see if we can zoom in here. As you can see your boy crashing. Crashing through, the wall again. This is crazy, man. This is like the ultimate ridiculousness. I must say that. Right? I must say that at this point it's too much. Like this is one of the things that they did too much. This crashing through the wall stuff. They addressed it late, because like at this whole time I was still sitting there like, yo, what's going on? Like why are you crashing through walls? You know what I mean? Unnecessarily. Right? So then he's entering Kandar airspace right there. Right? So then he goes, I don't know their crimes. What happened is these men, right? They were basically, trying to attack him or whatever. He gave him the business, took him up because, like, inside the fight, I couldn't tell you, like I didn't even want to go back. I didn't realize it was going to be that much. He was just throwing people like all throughout the movie, So I wish I took the time to go back and count how many people he actually threw. I'm talking about Black Lightning, right? Mr. Wall breaking and people tossing. That's all you were seeing throughout the movie was him breaking walls and, and taking and tossing people. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I gotta say, it's trashy. Like that shit gets flushed. I didn't want to see it that much. Right. So the thing is, here go this happy-go-lucky right here. Right. He turns around. He saves them because he was ready to. He was Black Lightning just killing people. He don't care. One thing I can say about this movie. He racking up the bodies. He do not care. So he comes in, Mr. Savior, Mr. American, the coon. He the coon. He the Steven of Django, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. I really did not like his character from here. From this part right here on throughout the whole movie, I did not like him. You know what I mean? So he goes, but whatever they are, these men should face due process. I agree with that. I agree with that, man. But you notice how they use the black guy for that, while the white Hebrew don't play by those games. Let the gods make their judgment, and he fried their ass. He fried them, and the people were happy, right? And they go, yay, yay. You don't look like an intergang. We're the Justice Society. Our mission is to protect global stability. We're here to restore peace to Kandar. Stop the nonsense, okay? Let's stop the nonsense, right? Because this right here, like I said, is one of the good parts of the movie, actually, because throughout the movie, they address this logic and this propaganda that's being promoted. This is why I can say Warner Brothers. You got to give them their props. They actually are more realer for this, and they actually might have made me go and want to start watching these DC movies. Because I gave up on Marvel. Marvel is Disney, and all they doing is disrespecting the people. So yeah, you don't look like an inch gang with a justice our mission. Boom, boom, and we will use force if necessary. All right, tough guy here. Hey, hold on a minute here. because I gotta show his face when he said that. He said, "We will use force if necessary." Right? It was weak. Right? It was a very weak performance, and it gets the flush. Right? Force is always necessary. Yes. That's the kind of remark that you would expect for such a weak ass threat, right? 10th Adam, we know who you are and what you are capable of. There's no place for you in the world of man. You have two choices, kneel or die. He goes, I was a slave until I died. Then I was reborn a god. That's how you become a god. You gotta die. You know what I'm saying? So that means that the gods that you were praying to was just, giving a shout out to somebody else's dead homie. Would you be giving props to somebody else's hood? I think not. Right? Kneel before no one. Faith gives me a distraction. Just say Shazam, we all go home. I don't have a home. All right, so then he tries to attack him. As you can see, he stops him with greatest of ease, right? Shocks his stupid ass, teaches him a quick lesson, sends him on his way. Now, Cyclone Smasher, now they was on a plane and they was, told not to, come into the time. This is her introduction. Once again, we see the sisters, right? Blacks in general going up against each other. I didn't like that throughout this movie. Hated it, right? I'm zeroing in on this is the slapstick, which I really thought it was weak. I didn't, it felt like he was supposed to be, what's his name? Ant-Man, he's, like whatever he is, like an atom or whatever. But Ant-Man, he felt like, but it was like the comedy, I guess he was supposed to feel like Deadpool. I don't know. I really don't know what his like he was like the dingbat throughout. He was the dingbat. He was supposed to be the slapstick comedy, and I really didn't. I really didn't find it funny. That's just me. Sorry. All right. But like a tornado, I thought two of you were great. He was just complimenting her. Then he comes along. But I wanted to point out, all right, let me take me away here. This right here, let's all right, slide in here. And as you can see, right, forgive the writing, but as you can see, right, he has the Ankh on his chest. So should we once again, Mr. Hoteppers, all of the Hoteppers, should we be insulted by this? Right? Should we look at that and say, what the heck? Right? Should we say that? Right? First time out, bravo. Right? Then, he just basically complimented him because big man over here basically slams, power punches the Rock into the ground. So they was under some strange impression that was the victory lap, right? But I wanted to point out the moon, right, which is actually the bull horns, right? At the middle we just seen on the helmet, right? So just understand, like if you know Babylonian history, you would know those are, the half crescent moon the crescent moon represents, the bull horns, the bulls of heaven. Right? What do I do, guys? Right now, he basically told him don't let him up, but he did, and this is what happened. He got his ass knocked out. But It's the statue right now. That's the on this one I couldn't tell if it was Inky or Anu, right? But these are the ancient gods of that town, which were the kings as well, right? So now in this, right, long live the champion. Right, I want you to see and I want you to pay attention to, the hands. Now, if you've been around, I told you about Freemasonry and I tell you about, hypnotism and suggestion and all of that. So, right, when you see that, look at this. This is, Freemasonry again. Let's see if we can zoom in over here, right? And it goes. Grand hailing, the grand hailing salam. The sign given, the sign is given by facing the Orient, leaning forward as if making a low bow, arms raised, extended palms out, head thrown forward in a reverent and beseeching manner, body bent more than shown and cut. More than shown and cut. Like basically, it'll be more than this. But also pay attention. Let me zoom back here. All right. Also pay attention to the leg. Right. I'll be doing another episode on that. Just this is just things you want to look into. Look up um Inan, and the people that worship her, and you'll see this will come more clearly. All right. Um, why do you want Tef Adam to surrender? Right? They basically saying that, it's safe to say he's not going to surrender. He goes, he's a champion of candor. Who are you? The Justice Society? We have been living under military occupation for 27 years and never seen you before. You didn't come when Intergang invaded our country. Then they stole our resources and killed my husband. But now we finally have our own hero. And you decide to fly down here to save us. Thank you, but we're covered. Go and protect international stability someplace else. And like I said, as you notice, she's talking, to this black man, face all twisted up, defending his white masters. That's how they do us here. You know what I mean? So when you see this going overseas, is just understand all of us over here does not stand with this corny dude right here. All right. So then it go now right here. I wanted to point out, right, you can see this statue more clear. He missed it, right? Well, he broke one, and so it was two of them there. That's why I said I wasn't sure. Now you see the second one being destroyed. Excuse me. It was, I'm sorry. Was that expensive? It's real insulting. You know what I mean? But because subliminally they're telling you that they're killing off those gods because they're setting up a new system where you've seen the pentagram and all of that on Lucifer. Because that's the new system that we're under. They destroying that system. They're starting a new system, right? What you can wait that you can extract revenge. Oh, it goes, Harry, give it to me that you can extract revenge, right? So once again, you can, I don't know if you can see it right here, but right, you can see the bull, horns even on the shield, and it's on his helmet as well, right? I just wanted to point that out. Wanted to, like I said, these are certain things. This script, it really wasn't the greatest. Personally, I personally would, right? But the message and a lot of the cinematography was, that CGI and all of that part. Yes, it was beautiful. Um, the acting, basically everybody I felt was stiff, right? Um, but like I said, the overall message was good. It wasn't a horrible, movie. It was way better than a lot of the Marvel movies. Right? He goes, "Be careful." He just misses, Black Adam, but as you can see right here, he smashes right Hawkman. And again, we add a little, comedy that I really didn't find to be that funny. Right? Pardon me. So now we come down here and we go, I suppose they didn't have doors in your day. Because what does he do? He crashes through the door again. Through the wall again. Like, come on now. What's going on here? What is the purpose of smashing through the walls? I could never understand that. So when it was addressed, I was happy, right? He goes, I suppose they didn't have, you know, doors in your day. He goes, well, of course we did. That's how we entered rooms. So, so you're destroying these people's, walls, man. Like they live here. Like I didn't understand that. Like why are you coming back around them if this is, um, what you're doing? He goes, what I did there is called sarcasm. Where Armin did you find him? Not yet, but I will. The men who took him will suffer. The little boy had got kidnapped, right? Here it is. She lost her son. And, at some point in time, if this was anybody else, they would have said, yo, what the fuck are you doing? You're my man. You just clearly said you know how to use a fucking door. Why are you wrecking my fucking house? You just destroyed 4 walls in that house. 4 walls. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I just didn't understand that. That was like the most craziest thing. Then he goes, he basically grabs the dudes, right? Grabs some dudes to get information, takes them up in the sky, and drops them. Right, but he was like, "Yeah, you promised not to kill nobody." He said, "Yeah, that was sarcasm." He said, "No, technically, that's a lie." Because remember, he just had addressed him on, crashing through the wall and asking, did they have doors in his days? And he's like, that was basically sarcasm. Right? So it goes, there's no one, wait, there's no we here. There are only heroes and there are villains. You think yourself a hero, but you would let these criminals go free. That's what he's saying to, Falcon. Hawkman, should I say, my fault. Falcon is Marvel. Knowing that many more will suffer at their hands unless we end them. Heroes don't kill people. Well, I do. That's why he's not a hero. He told you that. He's not a hero. You know what I'm saying? He kills people. But once again, they having this conversation in the middle of a room that now literally has holes in 2 parts of the building. I mean, 2 parts of that room. You got one hole that's leading into the bedroom, and then you have another hole that's leading out to the front door. I mean, it's out into the streets. That shit is crazy, man. I wanted to slap the hell out of The Rock for, you know what I mean? Like, or Shazam or whoever he is. Like, yo, what you doing, homie? Like, yo, people live here, man. What's the matter with you, man? Like, and then you hanging around them. That's the crazy part. You know what I mean? What kind of champion of Kandar sides with foreign invaders? Right? Again, this is, like the same thing when we see what's his name, Black Panther, right? And you see them letting these colonizers, they're invaders here, but colonizers. Notice how they using these same references and two different um franchises, but when we're talking of this ethnic basis, and then the Europeans, the devils, they call themselves devils, right? You've seen the movie, the TV show Lucifer, and all of that, right? Oh God, you devil, and all of that. So don't worry about it. I'm not insulting nobody, right? It goes, but after the champions, many victories, the king went after her roots, loved the most, our family. He's basically breaking down how, you know, um, the son, he after he got turned into Shazam, he was, put in the priority of his family. So they knew that. And so they went after the family. But again, I really wanted to point out, right, those bullhorns. Right? See those bullhorns right there? That's what I wanted to point out. All right, let's line back over here to the main. Excuse me. All right. Man, hold on, Father, stay with me. With my power, you'll be safe. I couldn't protect your mother. Repeat what I say. Shazam, Shazam. Instead of battling the king, instead of saving Kadar, Hertz chose to save me. But he couldn't save himself from the king's assassins. They hit him with the arrows. All right. So then once again we're in Task Force X, Black Site Secret Location. All right, just giving a heads up as we change from scene to scene. The Wizards have their champion. Now we have ours. Like this is the guy, the off. He's like one of the great 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 grandchild of the Sabak guy, right? So, if that's his name, yeah, the whatever. Champions, and we have ours, and unleash hell on earth, speak our name, Sabak. So, like the way they was saying Shazam, this is what you say in dealing with, the dark side. And as you can see, he's upside down again, right? And we can also see the pentagram in the center. All right, so come over here. Let me bring this for you just so we can see that real quick. All right, and as you know, this is what they're promoting to the people. That's why you hear the young kids on Demon Time. Right, so they doing the hard line promotion. The king has returned. The throne will be mine. Right? So, like I said, if you know the Epic of Gilgamesh, we'll be about to be touching on it once again. This whole time, we have never left out of the Epic of Gilgamesh. You would just have to know the story. You know what I mean? Hold on a minute. Let me bring myself back here. You would just have to know the story. You know what I mean? So you got to read it. You got to read Epic of Gilgamesh, right? Because even as I'm telling you this, you would miss it. You would know that Humbaba, right, who he had to fight, this demon, right, that he had to fight, but he also had to fight Enkidu And when you listen to the description of fighting Enkidu, when you see him fighting this guy right here, it's the same story. You see the horns, the rams, or the gold or the bull's horns, whatever horns he got. Those are I don't know the different horns. Yeah. Um, I am Dr. Faith, sorcerer, agent of the Lord of Order, defender against darkness and chaos. But even my power cannot defeat you. There's no one that can defeat me. There is one. There is one, Teth Adam. I know you can hear me. The battle your son was meant to fight is upon us. But it goes, now you are the only one who can defeat the demon champion. You have the power to be the destroyer of this world, but you can also be its savior. You believe you are not a worthy champion because the wizards did not choose you. But faith does not make mistakes, neither did your son. We were wrong about you. This is the part that's crazy. It goes, the world doesn't always need a white knight. He's the white knight, Mike. He's the white guy. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it needs something darker. Don't you dare give up on us now. The world needs you. Right? And this part right here, I was thinking about Hancock. Right? Like we gotta have our hero, this black guy that like it's like he got to go through this redemption. And it was like a time, it still is in Hollywood, where we always have to be this apologetic redemption jail. So when I seen this right here, the fight and all of that, that's what I thought of. I don't know, could just be me. All right, let me show you these pictures. All right. Now, remember when I showed you the chains, on the young kid's hands, and we look right here, we could see him, basically breaking these chains away on his, that's, just little things. But really, the story of Gilgamesh is what you might want to learn. You know what I mean? You might want to take the time to read the Epic of Gilgamesh, and you will start to see Hollywood wasn't just plagiarizing off of William Shakespeare, because William Shakespeare was plagiarizing off of this as well. Right? So it goes, what are what are you all standing around for? This is our chance. With these hands we built Kandar, and with these hands we will set it free. A little man giving the lectures. This is the next little kid. This is the lady whose house been getting wrecked up. Little man in the beginning. This is him, right? And then he's throwing up the rock symbol once again after they already put the symbol inside your mind throughout the ages. Our time right now. Right? So he goes, let the faith of Kandar be decided by a true hero, by true battle of champions. Let's end this. All right. So he's fighting him, right? He's taking the horns, right? And this is, like I said, when we think about the Epic of Gilgamesh, and we know that he battled, and like I said, it was like wrestling the bull and all of that. We see it right here playing out in our faces, right? That you would have to know the story. You would have to know the story in order for you to understand. right? Wizard's powers were wasted on you. You are not a hero. Not, no, I'm not, but he is, right? And then they basically jumped him, and as you can see, he's grabbing the bull by the horns, and he splits him in half, right? Just like how Gilgamesh did, right? Goes now. Hold on, I didn't hold on a minute. Let me come over here real quick, right? I'm gonna go in here and bring up my other pictures. My fault, because I wanted to show you the fight. Right, I got pictures of the fight. And hold on a minute. Let me open this up. All right. Um, let's come back to um where we at? Don't tell me I didn't see the. I didn't. I know I saved it. I'm just looking for him now. Hold on a minute. Because they was catching wreck in that room, and they basically destroyed the the room. But I wanted to show you the pictures in which they were. Oh, I wanted to show you this too. Yeah, you know what? Let's go. Well, no. First, let me go through this, and then we can go through some of the highlights. All right. Okay. Um. Let's come back over here. Hold on a minute. All right. All right. Hold on. Let's bring this. Bring this back up. All right. So then we got, him grabbing the horns, boom, boom, splitting them up, doing what he do, right? Guess we'll find, it goes like this. He goes, just be careful. The kind of justice you dish out can darken your soul. 'Cause remember, he had just came back from, his second, imprisonment, right? It's his darkness. This is the lady talking. It's his darkness that lets him do what heroes like you cannot. I guess we'll find out, won't we? Right? Um, it goes like this. It goes, look, now you hear the people screaming, long live the champion, long live the champion. You can lead them. How does it feel? He's put in, the foot forward. Let me see. Right, but he's putting the right foot forward, which is the righteousness foot. Right. And what does he do? He breaks he says, ask him how's it feel. He says wrong. He flies up and he smashes the ground. Right. Then it goes, does this mean you're finally gonna be our hero? Kandar has always had heroes. It still does. What it needs now is a protector. This is just, other words of godness, right? See him floating there as he says this in his godly stance. But like I said, I can't be mad at all. The blackness of it is the only thing that really, kept me in tune with it. Thank you, Tef Adam. Perhaps the name is a little old fashioned. So what should we call you? Dun dun. Black Adam. All right. And I wanted to point out right here, remember we talking about Freemason. You can always tell when they're inside there. All right. As you can see right here, Hiram Garcia. All right. And when I want to say, much props to Dwayne Johnson, for being a producer of this. Right. Then it goes, this is post-credit scenes, right? The drone descends from the top of the cave, touching the ground several feet from Black Adam. Adam approaches it slowly as the hologram of Amanda Waller fires to life. Now it actually says the person's name. See right there, it says Waller. Right? Is this Waller right over there? Okay. Okay, Black Adam. My name is Amanda Waller. Congratulations, you have my attention. This is going to be your only warning. You don't want to stay in my prison, that's fine. Condor is your prison now. You step 1 foot outside of it and you will live to regret it. Once again, we have this angry black woman and still attacking the black man, keeping him a prisoner in his own land, right? Black Adam. There's no one on this planet that can stop me. I can call in a favor and send people who armored from this planet. Black Adam. Send them all. Black Adam, as you wish. Well, it's supposed to be Waller. She says, as you wish. Adam shoots lightning at the bot and it explodes, kicking up a plum of dust. Seconds later, a cape silhouette descends through the smoke. Black Adam stares into it, perhaps prepares to fight. The figure steps out. Superman. It's been a while since anyone made the world this nervous. Henry Carver's Superman steps into the light, clad in his blue, gold, and red costume. John Williams' theme music softly plays. Superman. Black Adam. We should talk. Dum dum. Let me say, not because of the ending, just because the movie was genuinely good, right? It was genuinely good. I cannot deny, the value of this movie. You know what I'm saying? I cannot deny it. Let me I'm gonna go through here and I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna just um click through it, right? Because there's some stuff that we didn't see. So I'm gonna take it to about. I'm looking and seeing where should I take it from. Let's take it from here. All right, hold on. Um, all right, hold on a minute here. Let's zoom this in. Oh man, the thing is, man, what I just realized I'm on have to keep clicking, zooming in and out. All right, let me come over here. Nonetheless, let's go. Right, so we seen most of this right here. All right, so these are the clips. I'm gonna just be zooming through some real quick. Cause this is something I just wanted to point out, right? So this is just him, going through the changes. Hold on, I want to make sure I'm doing in the right direction. All right. So, like I said, you see got my Black Panther, so he's going in the wrong direction. Okay. So let me slide through here. Come up. Right. We going through the movie, right? See the clips, see him upside down. I wanted to just show you the room, the room fight. You know what I'm saying? See right here. We zooming up in there. Ping, ping. Oh, he see right here, he goes one of the this fight, okay. Right, he's using now. He grabs the guy. This is what we show you the grabbing the guy scene. He does this, right, but then he moves extremely fast. Like he says, he tells him your magic is weak, right? So then he goes into work. He starts maneuvering like these moves were just really lightning fast. You had to see me like trying to catch these shots, right? He punches them up in the air, right? Punches them up in the air. I told you he does the air thing, right? He does the air thing. So gotta give this slow clap for it. It's just like I said. You see what I like. If you see the movie, which I hope you do, I highly recommend this movie, right? And let's see. So then we going through here. Like I said, we doing the intros of the people, right? Got we did the Superman one already, right? He breaks through the wall. Couldn't understand that. Still couldn't understand it now. So now he's doing. This is the like the Clint Eastwood Wild West scenes, as you can see. Hold on, let me take myself out of this. All right. My fault. All right. Take myself out of this. As you can see, right, we got the Wild West scene. He going for his gun. All right. And then he does the shootout with all of the people there. Zaps one guy, zaps another guy. All right. Zaps another guy. All right. Like you just all right. And I did like this scene. I'm not gonna lie. The seeing him fly through the scope because he was trying to take a shot at him. That was nice. Oh, this is the scene when you see the two guys on the ground. This is when he brought them up to the sky, to basically drop them off. And this is when you see the Hawkman, right? He's doing the mid air change, which I actually liked. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I actually like that. I actually like that one right there. All right, we'll see it right here. All right, let's watch this in play. All right. So then we got him again. All right. On them take me away. All right. So you got him again. All right. And then he switches over. He starts doing. I think I got a different one. But anyway, this is when he drops him down, and you hear the whole lecture about deserving the fair justice treatment and all. Like I said, I don't have a problem with that. We have been oppressed, but I'm not. I don't feel that way for the oppressors. You don't get to do everything you did, and all of a sudden we gotta play by the rules that you set up to defend yourself if shit goes south. This moral code, and we're supposed to be in this higher standards. I'm not with it. So he zaps him. Bing, bing. Take your ass down. All right. So he's making his little threats. He's laying ass, though. All right. Laying ass. Very laying ass. All right. Very, very laying ass. I want you. What can I understand? Hawkman was very light in ass. Like he was not a threat throughout this whole movie. Hawkman was okay, see right here? So now hold on, all right, let's zoom over here. All right, as you can see, we got right the two gods. All right, let's see if we can zoom over here. All right, so we got the two gods, and you see him in between these two gods, right? And he's presenting himself like Enlil and Anu, and this is Gilgamesh presenting himself before the two elder gods. All right, so let's bring this back down here. Let's go to some more. All right, see the Ankh symbol. All right, this is him, slamming him down, thinking he was doing something, getting knocked the fuck out. All Right? We see the prayer symbols, right? The praise symbols, should I say? All right. See some her lecturing them, telling them, take that you here to save us nonsense away. Where was you before? This is that scene right here, right? This is him, oops, sorry. I hope that wasn't expensive. All right. I had to take a couple of shots to get that right. This is him, coming over here to handle his business. All right. But I wanted to point this out as well. All right. Let's see. Oh, hold on a minute. My phone. Let's slide up this way. All right. And you should be able to see, all right, the gods. All right. But not, I don't want you to think the Eye of Horus and all of that. That's not what you're seeing here. These are the two faces, right here. And then you see the Zagreus seat that he's sitting in. All right. All right, so then we come here. Let me put this back to regular for you. All right, put this back to regular. Now let's come here. Then we see the. Oh wait, you know what? Let me go back here because I was meant to show you the the sign again, the hell sign again, as you can see it there. All right. And you see, this is him breaking through the wall. This is him. Now they about to get into another fight where, The Rock basically manhandles him, right? But I wanted to point out the destruction of all of these other so-called heroes. Rock putting them all out. He like not Flash, not built like that. Uh, Aquaman, you are not built like that. But I wanted to point out this right here because you see, um, no matter what, like this was Batman falling off, like a toy of Batman falling off of a shelf, and he still happens to land on his feet on a skateboard that's falling. So I give him, I peep game on that. I like that. But then you see, look, he punching through the Superman symbol, right? This is I forgot what scene was this. Let me see. Oh, remember we was talking about, the symbols, the God picture on the wall. See, as you can see, here go Anu right here. And so this was the picture that they actually used when they were on the wall. The when they entered the cave, this was the picture that they basically had on the wall. So if you go back and you see it, you'll be like, oh, okay, this is where that came from. Now, right, this is the two. Remember one of the two statues that you see on the wall. Now, what I wanted to point out, right, is the helmet. Right, this helmet right here, as you can see, those are actually bull horns. Right, these are the bull horns, as you can see right here. One, two, three. They can go up to seven. Right, bullhorn crowns. Right, so just so you see, so it's not me just making this up. I should have put it inside the other one, but as you can see, this is all in reference to something else. So I would hope that you read, the Epic of Gilgamesh, and so this can make a lot more sense to you. All right, as you can see right here, we got the bull helmet again. All right. You got him upside down taking his pledge. All right. We seen all of these. All right. We see him fighting for his freedom again. All right. I forgot what scene it is. I know it's a fight scene. All right. Let's see if we got any more pictures. All right. Most of this we seen. All right. Hold on. right? Smashing the the thing, having the speech, and then there's Black Adam. All right, so I hope you know my review. If you want to know my review, it's a nice, very nice movie. I'm with it. I wasn't with the Hawkman character. I felt that he was a sellout, a coon, and a coward, right? But outside of that, in the slapstick comedy, dude, I really didn't understand his purpose. You know what I mean? It was like, what's going on here? But outside of that, and everybody just, it was like really spending more time in this internal conflict. So if that's the message that is given, that you're spending so much time in this internal conflict that you know you could be using that to go up against the enemy, even that you chastising and kicking out the person that's going to be the hero. You know what I mean? It's talking about the heroism, God explaining how God is made. If a person pays attention to Black Adam, this is a great movie. You know, the layers, the messaging, everything. Like I said, outside of the three pyramids and saying you was before the pyramids, and then the whole movie just keep referring to these. You don't start off like the first thing that you're talking about is this is a time before the pyramids, and then throughout the whole movie, that's what you're showing us. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? I'm up out of here. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm Juice Winner. This is Old Joy Gritty, Grand Strains. Yes, that Grams in Strains, aka gas, right? And don't forget to check out, social media junkies or some junkies. Check us out for apparel. Check us out on check out my book, Street Scale Z, Knock 'em Out the Box. Right? Do everything, check us out and have fun and have a good one, people. Much love, much respect. We are out of here.